Chat, here we go. A long-awaited entrance into the match, but we made it here after a bit. We have Dralii versus Atow, two players who have been playing really solid in the one scene recently. We talked about this a little bit as the stream started, using rlduels.gg as our way to show their records, but I believe it was Atow who's now even rated number 3 in the world with their system, behind Rawas and Zen. That's how well Atow's been doing. If you guys remember, we had a couple different 1v1s that were played while everybody was in Boston for the LAN, and one of those was Atow versus Yan, which was Atow's most recent win. He got a win in a best of 5. Dralii has had some wins over the likes of Nupo, and I believe he had a win over Toxic, a nice sweep, something that looked really dominating for Dralii. And Toxic is not an easy opponent. It's not easy to make Toxic look like he was outmatched, but Dralii did that in a 3-0 win. And one thing you guys might remember about Atow's series against Yan is that he played it in Batmobile. First shot is going to be for Dralii, or first goal is going to be for Dralii. And he actually ended up playing the Major in the Batmobile. We speculated whether or not he was going to play RLCS with it, and he did. He played his first series. And to be honest, I've watched so much Rocket League, I can't remember again who Liquid faced in that first round, but I believe they did lose. They did lose early and then had to work their way out of the lowest of low brackets. And Atow actually did do that in the Fennec. So I don't think you're going to see the Batmobile again anytime soon. Atow basically put it all on the line and had his team done well with him in the Batmobile. I'm sure you would have seen it more, but because it went about as poorly as possible, something tells me we'll see a lot of Atow in the Fennec in the future. It was Complexity. Oh yeah, that's a tough win. That's a tough win in the first place. But I think specifically Atow had maybe not the best game. Although somebody was comparing his game against Complexity versus his game against, was it Elevate? I think it was Elevate after. They're like, Atow had 7 goals per game in his second round when he was in the Fennec, as opposed to when he was in the Batmobile in the first one. I'm like, was there anything else different about those two matches other than just his car? You know, they didn't really point out the fact that one of them was against Complexity and one of them was against Elevate, which feels noteworthy. But either way, it looks like Atow probably back in the Fennec to stay as he booms a long shot for his second goal. Thank you, Maxter Dex, for the tier 1 for 3 months. Hope Baby Feer does well in the womb. Baby Feer is doing pretty well in the womb as of now. Atow starting the air dribble from the midfield. Dralii was hoping to pre-jump it, but was expecting a bit of a slower dribble. I think Dralii used the rainbow boost the last time he played, and people in the comments were telling him to get rid of it. I don't know, the rainbow boost doesn't bother me too much. I did like watching Redosin this weekend, just not conforming. Not conforming to the boost and the trails that you have to use. Redosin uses like a shark trail, where the shark fins come up out of the ground, and then he uses like a slime boost. I'm sure you guys know what boost he uses. It's not one of the ones that you're used to seeing. Atow is going to ignore the kickoff, and it's going to pay off as he steals the ball off the top of Dralii. We still need a once tourney where the winner names the baby. No, that's not going to happen. Redosin should not be creating presets. To be fair, I think he has one that he's used, because I watched him in his gameplay. Oh, this pogo is so deep out from the net. Not going to be able to turn into anything. Atow is one of the top pogoers now, I'd say. Dralii not using the reset in the air. Atow getting dunked. Dralii can't really collect the ball and create a shot with the amount of space he had between him and the net. Atow is going to be a really tough double. In fact, he should just be trying to control the ball defensively. I don't know if he could have gotten a bit of a different air roll to finish, to try and drop it into one of the corners, because he needed to not push it off the backboard. Definitely needed to give up on trying to shoot it. Dralii slots a kickoff goal. Wins the standard kickoff and just wave dashes for the shot inside the post. Why hasn't Dark played any more ones? I've talked to Dark a little bit because I think somebody asked me a couple days ago, like, hey, you realize that all your top YouTube videos have Dark in them. Why don't you have Dark back on? Okay, touche. You have a point there. But I think Dark has stopped playing competitive ones. Or at least I should say stopped playing ranked competitive ones. I think because he said he doesn't really enjoy it anymore, or he can't like get into it like he used to. But is still interested in show matches. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get Dark back in. Maybe he'll play in some qualifiers for tournaments. I'm maybe hoping to run a tournament here soon. I guess it's going to be off season, which is on season for me. I'm sure you guys have heard by now. There's tons of rumors about the RLCS off season. I don't actually know anything about the truth. I just know the word that's been going around. But as we know, RLCS off season is 1v1 on season. So while everyone else is pouting about the fact that their favorite competitive scene is going away, all of us 1v1 fans are secretly rubbing our hands together, getting excited about what might be the longest on season for 1v1 in a long time. We need crew battles. Sorry, we need crew battles before and after Gamers 8. Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea too. Teams don't seem generally interested in playing crew battles. Like, it doesn't seem very easy to convince people, but that's why we need to use Gamers 8 as bait. As Gamers 8 gets closer, people are going to want to do it. Atow, undercut. Can carry Dralii away. We'll bump him offline. Smart to let Dralii land at the top of his car to his left and then give him one more touch. That's a huge kickoff win. 12 boost is just going to be able to flick with no recovery from Dralii. Both these guys have been going for standard kickoffs on the past few. We saw Atow completely disregard one. Dralii pushing this to the right. He's going to try and stay on ball with 30 seconds left and 0 boost. He knows he needs to make something happen. He will back off to the midfield. Atow starting a dribble from far away from the net. Try to go for the fake. Interesting decision. He knows that Dralii has to commit, but I guess he's ultimately wanting to play whatever option has him recovering fastest instead of launching himself towards the net with that flick. 5 seconds left to go. Demo Dralii should be able to get this on target. Easily scores it with a second left. And now we have ourselves a tie game. It's just an inverse of what we saw happen before with Atow carrying Dralii out of position. This time Dralii carries Atow. Delayed kickoff by both of them. Dralii's going to be able to keep it up. Can he get it to the net in time? I don't think so. It's going to hit ground. That was a nice read of each other. Both trying to be cheeky. I think they even slightly delayed that one as well. Dralii's going to get possession off the wall. Wall to air dribble. Reset to the backboard. The double. Dralii clutches up. He was down one just moments ago. But he wins the OT in style. Only needs 9 seconds to do it. And that ball didn't even come close to hitting the ground as he doubles it in. Game number 1 going to Dralii in the best of 5. Game number 2. Dralii with the instant kickoff. Atow had been delaying slightly towards the end of the last game. Dralii maybe just taking the risk that was going to happen again because those chips. Assuming Atow goes for a standard kickoff and rushes the ball, very likely to dunk it past him. So you have to have the right read. Dralii did. Yo, Sheriff Snipes, thank you for the brand new Prime. Atow bumps Dralii. Caught him right on his jump. which means Dralii just leans into the bump even more. Maybe he was trying to set up a backflip challenge, but when it's as perfectly timed as that, there's no way you're making it back. Atow should use the Batmobile. I wouldn't be surprised. Because like I said, I don't know if you guys saw, there was fun facts during the RLCS when they would highlight players. And Oski's fun fact was that he doesn't want Atow to use the Batmobile. And so I think that's one of the big reasons why Atow switched back. But, you know, here in 1v1, when nobody can tell him what to do, I would not be surprised to see him back in the Batmobile. Dralii, what a flick. Atow doing his best to try and flip in front of the play. Just gets bumped even farther off. Atow's fun fact was that he wants to use the Batmobile. I actually didn't catch that. Wants to use the Batmobile, but Oski won't let him. Is Dralii going to EU? So the original story that we heard from Dralii was that he'd be going back to Canada. But yeah, now the story is that he will eventually be in France as Atow goes the whole distance of the field. I don't know how soon he'll be in France. If the rumors of the offseason are true, he's got a bit of time. Well, this is a ridiculous shot from Atow. I mean, the only reason why I'm not like crazy popping off is because it's so slow that it kind of felt like Dralii was just going to save it. Whenever he eventually did decide to bring it to the net, like Dralii was there. And that is what happened, but credit to Atow for putting on a show. Do you know what camera settings these guys use? You're in Plat, and you want to have good camera settings. I think that is a very common thought, and I actually would recommend just using a random pro's camera settings, but going into this stream will not be the place to do it because I'm not a pro. You don't want my settings. Okay, Dralii's trying to get him back. He's trying to show him how it's done with the multiple resets. But unfortunately, for Rocket League fans everywhere, both players attempting multiple resets, not only did it not work, it actually got them scored on. So we might see less of that in the future. I tell you what, when I was starting Rocket League, I would just go into a random pro who was live, or actually I think I used Liquipedia just to find what their camera settings were. And then I would use one for a really long time. I wouldn't switch it up a ton. I didn't have a lot of placebo with that. So I used Scrub Killers. I used Scrub Killers for a really long time because I liked watching Johnny's 1v1s with Scrub Killer. And then I switched to, I think, First Killer. I think I did First Killer for a really long time. And I don't know what I have right now. Atow, air dribble bump. Connects for a third. First we've seen of that so far in this 1v1. I think one of the big things to take note of, more so than people's camera settings is nice because before I realized what good ones were, I played with like moonball settings, which I think a lot of people do because they start playing and they're like, yo, you know what? I need to be able to see everything. And they just put their camera up in the moon. They're like, oh, I can see everything now. This is definitely best. And I realized over time that that was not great when not a single pro had their camera that high. And eventually I moved it down. But as I was going to say, I think the bigger thing is controls. I think people like moving your air roll and that kind of stuff. That's probably more important. And the earlier you do it, the better, I would imagine. Oh, Atow! Did that not seem like a free goal? Am I crazy? I know it was maybe close, but I think Atow should be up 4-3 right now. R1 boost? Garrett, I have R1 boost. I can't remember if I did that. I think I did that on my own. I think I decided after I moved air roll to L1, I was like, wait, this is awesome. This is like so much easier to use. In fact, I think I'm really bad at pressing jump and boost. I'm going to move boost as well. And I moved it up to R1. Yeah, I think it's just because I'm bad at controls. You should be able to press X and circle easily, but for some reason I couldn't. Wow, that was close. Atow trying to play it safe. Demoed, and now it should be Dralii lead. Hard to forget that moment that Atow had the side flip. I have to go back to see if it really was free like I first thought. Dralii, another demo. Should be a 5th goal. Comes off the kickoff win. Atow trying to pop the ball, busy flipping in order to take the ball out of a dangerous position, and at the end of a flip is the easiest time to be a target for a demo. Dralii, another kickoff position in his favor. When Atow needed kickoff wins the most, they have gone in Dralii's favor. 30 seconds, Dralii into the air, low boost. Likely to bring the ball down, considering his lead. He's not going to be able to score. Atow does recover, but Atow needs more than just a save. Dralii, musty reset. Very mechanical play to never lose control of it. You can see Atow just waiting for his opportunity to take it away. And it can be hard, but you need to, while floating through the air, not once leave separation on the ball where it feels like the defender can challenge. And Dralii did exactly that. So it's a 2-0 lead for Dralii. The best of 5, 1 win away from taking it all. Dralii versus Atow. Dralii has looked so good in 1v1. I've talked about this before. One of the highest peaks in 1v1 ability ever was Dralii. But it was very much so a peak. Dralii, for maybe like a month or so, was absolutely unbeatable. Beat everybody in the top of their game at ones. And then faded out very quickly after. Nice shot by Atow. But because of that, I think you should always worry about Dralii, or always expect out of Dralii the ability to beat everyone again when he puts his time into it. And he has been putting his time back into the game. He's faded in and out a few different times. He has this read on Atow's kickoff, though, and he's farming it for easy goals. So is Dralii back there? What were we saying? Who did he lose to recently? Only Nupo? I have to go back and check, but he's only Nupo, but I think he's redeemed that loss. So we got to get him against the best of the best. I mean, Atow is one of the best of the best right now, and this series isn't over, but he's definitely had the edge so far. You wouldn't say Dralii faded out, he stopped playing? Yeah, but I guess in case people don't understand, maybe the way I said it before was not clear. Dralii kind of takes breaks from the game, and I feel like he's done that multiple times. Whenever he's playing the game, he's the best. It's only when he hasn't been really playing the game that he ever drops back down, and it doesn't change the fact that he was maybe getting some losses against players he wouldn't otherwise have had he been hard grinding. But we all know that when he puts in the work, he's going to get the wins. Yeah, he has been grinding recently. He's moved high up the ones ladder. He's high on the twos ladder. Atow's going to get a long shot. We're maybe talking too highly of Dralii. We're cursing him right now. Will he play professionally? I think the only reason he's not entertaining it now is because he's in Morocco, where he cannot play. But like I said before, the current rumor... What is Atow doing? Oh, he's trying to pinch it. Did he intentionally roll that into his net to try and get a post pinch across the entire map? That would have been absolutely filthy. The craziest crossfield pinch I've ever seen was actually by Garrett on AlphaKep's Twitter. I recommend going to check it out because it's a pretty good clip. But it was basically that, only instead of the ball not moving at all, it going at 200 km/h directly to the net. Atow falling away from the reset. Dralii is going to try and just score on a counterattack. Didn't steal that boost. That could be huge. I think Atow needed some and would have backed off. He wouldn't be controlling this ball with 80 right now. Oh, man, Atow. It can be really tough not to lose the ball when you find yourself over the top of it on an air dribble like Atow is right here. But I think what he had to do is just hover behind it and hope that a 50 went favorably. His other option, which is I think what he was trying to do, is to get such a strong flick that it goes over the top of Dralii. Obviously, you cannot drop it on top or in front of Dralii. But as long as you could get it over him, that would be just fine. 4-2 now for Atow. What rank am I? I got Grand Champ originally in the original Season 8 for the first time. And then I just have gotten Grand Champ every season since then. But never much higher. Atow is successfully able to protect the ball this time as he falls to the ground, and he wants to go to a different kind of pinch and gets just as much power as he did the first time, which is absolutely none. Dralii is going to use his reset to push the ball into Atow. 2-goal lead for Atow with 1:40. Dralii can be scary as he wave dashes into the ceiling, wants to pass it to himself off the ground. Atow does intercept. You saw the orange trail as it bounced. He got a very slight touch. Now Dralii's going to send this to the back wall. Atow just waiting patiently. Dralii definitely being greedy with his shot. I wonder if it's going to show us Dralii's perspective. Cannot afford to put that weak of a shot at ground heights. Or maybe Dralii felt like he had no other choice as he's searching for offense. Mawson has not played on stream before, no. I don't think Mawson plays a ton of ones. I think Mawson is a pretty highly rated twos player, though. Dralii not out of range of winning this game as he steals Atow's boost and dunks the ball away from him. Dralii, I think, was signed momentarily to an org, but then kind of quit the game and I think was taken off. Wasn't it Pioneers? I don't think it was Shopify. For some reason, I'm thinking of KCP Pioneers. Atow, this slow boost back and forth game is in his favor. Low boost meaning like these two trying to vie for possession. It's just a bunch of wasted time. That being said, Dralii is able to get a demo and a full boost possession now. He's got 18 seconds to score this and another. Atow actually dove on the wall. Dralii can take advantage with the ground double. He's within one with 10 seconds. Atow thought he saw an opportunity to pinch the ball and end the game. Instead, he brought himself out of the net without any boost to work with, and he could not react to the ground double. Now, the most important kickoff of the match so far for him. He is going to try and go wave dash kickoff, but instead launches himself way too high in the air. Dralii's going to have a wall to air dribble reset. 2 resets before he uses one. Dralii! Atow throws him the nice one as Dralii clutches up yet again. Did he get that first reset? Did he just go for the second one for flair? Or did he not get it on the first one? My goodness. 2 seconds left now. Dralii is on the verge of a sweep if he can either score in regulation or win the overtime. Atow, though, has caught the ball. Faking. Nice shot from Atow. Atow is not going to let it go to overtime. And he gets Dralii up in the air with the single jump. There's not a huge window to keep the ball from not hitting the ground, but the wave dash shot will do it. Atow on the board. It will not be a 3-0 for Dralii as he begins what will be a tough climb in a reverse sweep. Game 4, Atow keeps himself in it in spectacular fashion, I might add. right after Dralii tied it up. It was an Atow controlled game the whole way, and Atow is going to take the lead again. First kickoff possession goes in his favor. He was having some trouble with kickoffs earlier in the series, but he fakes that flick, gets Dralii in the air, and then uses the wave dash to roll it underneath him. He used his first reset to wave dash on the ball. Oh, wait, did he? Wait, you're saying Dralii wave dash on the ball when he got the second reset? You're talking about Dralii's double that he got to end the game, right? Dralii just barely able to touch the ball as he lands. I saved that replay, right? We can go back and look at it. Oh, did I? I might have forgotten to save it. Remind me to go back and look at the wave dash that you guys are talking about. Atow, is he going to punish? He is! Wow, what a great read by Atow. Atow sees Dralii creeping up on the side wall to challenge him, and he notices if he goes quickly, he can just beat Dralii back to the net. That's not an easy double, but him and Dralii end up pinching it in. Atow has the lead. Dralii not going to win the race to this corner boost. Atow wanted to play quickly to capitalize. It is going to be a psycho attempt out of the corner from Dralii. All it does is give up possession. Atow looking to go the whole distance of the field. Maybe he was trying to fake a reset and see if he could catch Dralii falling too far in, but didn't work out that way. Atow now with a second chance. The flick is used this time. Dralii's there to stop it. Atow wants to bring this ball to the ground with some boost left to spare, and Dralii's goal is to make sure he can't. He's just trying to be a pest. Force him to use everything he has just to stay safe as he gets down to the ground, and then demo him and get an opportunity. And he'll use that opportunity to flick over the top of a shadowing Atow. What happened to Dark? We talked about Dark before. Dr. Known, I think, just hasn't been grinding as high in ones recently. Shoddy has, though. Shoddy came out of nowhere and qualified for... Was it Ranked Royale? I forget which... No, it wasn't Ranked Royale. It was whichever one I did before that. I don't know. I run too many tournaments. But I had never heard of Shoddy before. And I don't think Shoddy was highly rated either. It just looked like somebody dominated out of nowhere. But Shoddy is now top 20 or so in ranked. And Shoddy's actually very interested in getting matches. So I'm sure we'll get Shoddy on back sometime soon. We last had Shoddy on against Luis P. And Luis P was able to get that win. Atow not going to be able to beat Dralii to the corner, and he just passed the ball to him. He's had a couple of head-scratcher moments. He's got to do his best to stop these. He wants to play quickly, and he wants to come all the way into Dralii's corner to put pressure on him, but it's just too deep of a dive. He doesn't like letting Dralii have possessions and shadowing. We saw earlier Dralii demoing to create that possession, but then flicking in order to score. Atow is going to try and force Dralii in the air early, but Dralii will just go the whole distance of the field. Dralii! We have to watch it again from his perspective. All the way from the back corner. Gets the reset and backflips into the shot. Atow gets a touch, but not enough to keep it out. Dralii, man. This is exactly what I remember when Dralii was grinding the game in the past. An unbelievable talent. And he's up 3 right now. Trying to close out the series against Atow. Atow can't keep the ball. He falls underneath it on the reset. Dralii deciding not to shoot immediately. Had faith in Attow's recovery. Was maybe that hoping that Atow would just fly past the play. Atow did a good job not overcommitting, and that's not the best of setups. So Atow should have a third, as he is still very much in this game, despite Dralii's theatrics. Dralii, quick camera check, wants to see what he's dealing with in terms of Attow's pressure. Is Atow leaving to the back corner? And Atow is not, so it actually forced Dralii up in the air quickly, which I think is exactly what Atow was hoping for. That's why he's staying around as Dralii controls the ball. Same thing that Dralii was doing to him earlier. Doesn't want to let him feel comfortable ever, because these guys have shown that when they are allowed to feel comfortable, the kind of shots they can put on target are absolutely unsavable. Atow now prioritizing the boost grab into the corner. He's got the advantage on Dralii. Can he keep him pinned back? Dralii forces a 50 straight into the air and right on top of his car, so I would say he cannot keep him pinned as Dralii escapes. Now he's actually taking the possession the other way. This dribble to the ceiling for the reset. Dralii has Atow in net, but gets it past him. Atow coming off the wall to try and make this save. Swings all the way into the corner boost, and he played it pretty passive. Oh, he could have had the save, though. It definitely was close enough. He tried to react on the goal line as opposed to maybe attack the ball a bit earlier. He'll delay this kickoff. Chat is effing. Is the stream going down, or are you effing for Atow? Stream should be just fine from my perspective. Atow flick. Dralii sends it to the back wall and able to dunk immediately on this dribble. It's probably the end of the series here. Dralii versus Zen Wen. Dralii is certainly making the argument to have that game happen as soon as possible. Atow just outplayed himself. It will be a 3-1. Dralii proves to be on an even hotter streak than Atow. Both of them were playing well coming into the match, but man, Dralii is just built different in this best of 5.